Hey everybody, it's Erik and welcome to the video conversation this week. It was a great week visiting companies like Medtronic and Paulsen companies, as well as Smith's Medical, having town hall meetings with employees, great interaction with people. Also, visiting a lot of schools. Went to Indian Mounds Elementary up in Bloomington, Coon Rapids, Adams Elementary, as well as Maranatha Christian Academy up in the Brooklyn Park area. 220 classrooms I've had the chance to visit now. But now we're going to get to our questions, and the first is an email from Don in Edina, who says, "Dear Congressman, my son is 9 months old and has had kidney failure since birth. He has spent nearly his entire life in the hospital, oftentimes in intensive care. He's continuing to fight, but it just seems that there are very few options to help people like my son. We need to be doing everything in our power to ensure children born with rare diseases like this have every opportunity to succeed. Thanks for your support. Sincerely, Don." Don, thanks for taking the time to write, and I wish you and your family the best. Every year in the United States, about 200,000 children are born prematurely and then get admitted to a neonatal intensive care unit. And we have learned that complications from premature death are now the leading cause of death among newborns and the second leading cause of death among infants. And the biggest obstacle to helping improving neonatal care has been the lack of new development and technologies and the hindrance of those technologies for companies that would like to develop more focus on this area. So now I am co-sponsoring legislation. It's called the Promoting Life-Saving New Therapies for Neonates Act, which will ensure a greater focus on this issue to remove some of those hindrances from those companies or industries that are interested in developing those technologies so we can have more focus and attention on producing healthy and productive lives for those newborns. Next up is an email from Stephen and Rogers, who writes in, "Representative Paulsen, I am a proud small business owner in Minnesota who will hopefully be able to pass my business on to the next generation. However, I am becoming increasingly worried that it is simply getting harder and harder to do so. It feels like there are constantly new rules and regulations surrounding the estate tax that are a disincentive to passing on to the business to a child. Please do anything you can to make it just a little bit easier for small business owners. Best, Stephen." Stephen, thanks for sharing your thought on that. We do know that it is the dream of a lot of small business owners, especially family-owned small businesses, to pass on that important productive work they've done to the next generation. Unfortunately, what a lot of those we've learned is those companies and families try to do that. There are other complications when the IRS comes calling through the estate tax. And recently, the Treasury Department just put forward new rules and regulations that will make it even harder for a family to pass on a business to the next generation. Several of us on the Ways and Means Committee sent a letter asking them to withdraw that proposal for more review before anything is enacted. We need to do all we can to make sure we are helping small businesses thrive and grow. And it's not just the family members that would be employed, it's the other folks in the community that get employed by these small businesses, because that is the engine of economic growth. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to join this week. Continue to reach out anytime on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, of course at the website at paulsen.house.gov. Have a great weekend and a great week.